Hey, cats, was good? We're going to touch on a few things. A lot of disturbing information floating around the inner zones, particularly from Washington. Leaked documents, subpoenaed documents, and flat out confessions. All right, but you know the deal. You want to hear about it? Here you go.
She's steady asking me if my soul is safe. Yeah, it's in the deep freezer, it's gonna stay that way. I don't give a fuck if you're mad, you can die mad. I don't give a fuck. Disgusting white privileged man. We no longer live in your world and your time is up.
Fuck off.
Hey, American Deplorables, welcome in. Thanks for coming as always. Appreciate the stop. Like I said, we're going to touch on a few topics that have been floating around the inner zones the last few days. We're going to start off with the leaked DOD documents. Of course, the vast majority of the inner zone using planet knows about these documents at this point. Absolute calamity, massive leak of information, intel, and whatnot on enemy and allied countries alike. But the one of which, of course, old Ukraine's, right? Tops of mind. But, it basically verifies America has special forces on the ground in Ukraine's, right? They're trying to reassure you. They're just like hanging out at the consulate, like there for advice and stuff. But make no mistake, this is a show to the rest of the planet that we're willing to push us ever so closely to the precipice of, nuclear fallout, I guess, right? But also in these leaked documents, it shows what plenty of us have already figured for ourselves. The Ukraine is losing its ass, right? Through a shortage of certain munitions, to the fact that they have lost just about 10 times more troops than Russia. We're talking 17,000 versus 73,000 for a country this big, comparatively to the massive Russia. How long can this be sustained with just Ukrainian troops on the ground, right? It also shows you that, they've basically ruined the dollar and put your grandchildren and great-grandchildren into insurmountable debt for no other reason than to, line some cronies' pockets and, send a message, I guess, to Pootie Poo. We're going to try to embarrass Russia on the main stage, but it seems we're the ones being embarrassed in the meantime through incompetent leadership, leaks, and just absolute bungles, right? Not to mention pairing with and breaking our economy for the most corrupt country in Europe. But, I guess that's just my opinion, whatever. But we'll move on now to the FBI. So, a now admitted situation that they had 40 operatives on the ground in the crowds during January 6th. A lot of us are well aware of this, the ones that paid attention. And the unnameable old Mr. Epps, right? You got, different protesters on film screaming at the police, why are you letting these people do this? Stop this. The small percentage in there that were just happened to be listening to the goading of, some Fed-looking guys, right? Absolute cretins. Then it also, in some docs here, it also shows subpoenaed docs by Jim Jordan that they have operatives infiltrating Catholic churches and, basically monitoring the inner zones for keywords such as red pill and based, right? Associating the two with possible domestic terrorisms, racism, the adoption of racist and fascist lifestyles, right? What hilarity. You're definitely a fascist, dude, as you get up and go to work every day and say the word base because you have base beliefs and a core constitution that you try to live by. You're such racisms. But, this is, an entity that needs to go. It has become the enemy of the average person. This is severe problems. And it's not going to stop unless, something's done about it. And it has to be pretty quickly, because at the same time, you have leftists that spout nothing but hate, preach violence, try to push vandalism on GOP members and, state houses, such as, this little greasy troll, Stevie Van Zandt, right? Hanging out with the boss, thinks he's something from 40 years ago. Dude, nobody likes you. Nobody listens to you besides the generation that's just about in the ground, bro. Take your fucking lunatic opinions and shove them straight up your narrow sphinx, dude. All right, but moving on, we're going to move on to old bedriddens with biddens, right? Guys just proposed the strictest emission laws to date to push the sale of EVs onto an unwanting populace, and basically to make energy less plentiful, more expensive, make you pay more for your automobiles, and absolutely make you more reliant on China, right? They don't call them Beijing biddens for nothing, man. This is an exact push as, the dollar's being destroyed, the country's being imploded from the interior, while we fight over, who naturally fucking has a dick or not. And also, new docs show that the guy, again, countless video proof of this, but it's just one more to add to the heap, that he's always been a lying sack, right? As he, went through his campaign from the basement to tell you that, he had nothing to do with Hunter Biden's foreign or domestic business dealings, and you've got to see photos and video and leaked texts and emails and yada yada. Well, new White House documents show that, Hunter's associates and partners visited Biddens at the White House as VP over 80 times. Right? There seems to be a pattern with this guy. Absolute lies, absolute corruption. He's just about on his deathbed. So like most government corruption, at least here in the U.S., we probably won't get the real facts ever, and if so, it'll be long after this POS and his cronies are in the ground, right? Real deal. You guys tell me I'm wrong, debate me on the shit, come to the comments, tell me to fuck off, like, share, subscribe. Smell you later.